So, welcome to another Sapphic Lit pop-up author interview. Today we have Nan Campbell. Nan, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me here with these interviews. They're great. I love
Oh,
watching them.
thank you. We're happy to have you. So today we're going to talk about what happens on location. Can you tell us a little about the book?
What happens on location? Oh my goodness. My book is underneath here.
I think you wrote it, so you know. Oh, there
Yeah.
it is. Ooh, very nice.
What happens on location is Hollywood romance, but it doesn't involve an actor or an actress. It's kind of a behind the scenes, on location kind of story, set in Nevada, which not quite California or Hollywood, but pretty close.
Yeah. How did you come up with the idea to do a behind the scenes?
Well, I figured that many Hollywood stories focus on an actor and maybe another person who is not in the industry or has some other, or maybe it's two actors. I wanted to do something that wasn't focused on actors, just because I feel like there are so many jobs that Hollywood kind of encapsulates, and I wanted to kind of turn the camera on somebody else instead of an actor.
I like that. I like that. So this is a spin-off of like they do in the movies, and it's another Hollywood romance. Why did you decide to do that?
I wasn't finished with those characters, particularly my one of my main characters, Helen Cho. She is a producer, and when I was writing this character, I didn't really know what a producer does. And I don't know if anybody really kind of knows what they do. Sometimes I think they just kind of do everything and anything. So when I was doing research about it during the first book, I was like, well, what are these people doing all day long? I know that they have they're involved with the money, they're involved with getting things all ready to shoot a movie, but I learned a lot about them and I figured other people might want to know more about that role as well. So um, she just became somebody who I became really fascinated by, like what her life could be like and what her everyday job entails. I thought it would be something that people might be interested in.
I love that. Now, Helen Cho is Korean American. What was it like to write outside of your own experience?
Well, I was kind of nervous about it, and when I first created her for in like they do in the movies, it just I just spur of the moment just made her Korean, gave her a Korean name, and I just kind of really enjoyed her, and she ended up having a very small cameo in Hot Honey Love, and I just couldn't, let go of her. So I wanted to do a book where she was the main character. And I was like, well, she's Korean. She's already Korean. I can't change her now. So I just had to go with it. My wife is Chinese, Australian, and she had always been asking me, when are you going to make an Asian person your main character? So Helen is my first Asian character. That's, the leading lady. And
I love
yeah, I love her. She's just a great character.
That's awesome. I mean, we should write about anybody we want to write about, whether we have the experience or not. I think if you do it
Right.
sensitively, that's
Yeah,
great.
and I did do a lot of research because, Chinese Australian isn't the same as Korean
Yeah,
American, and
of
I do
course.
have some Korean friends that I was able to tap to ask questions, and some of the questions I asked them, they were like, I wanted to include this festival in the story, and they're like, I never even heard of that festival.
That's so true. Oh, wait, so
Yeah,
true.
so you can do a little too much research, but
Right.
I really wanted it to ring authentically for people who have that experience.
I love that. And you've called this book a one-sided enemies to lovers story. What do you mean by that?
Well, usually when you have an enemies to lovers trope, both people are very aware that they are enemies. They know going in that this is somebody that they don't like, that they have experience with, and that there is some kind of history there. And while there is history between my two main characters, Helen Cho and Nora Darmody, she's the director of the movie. Um, Helen has some thoughts and feelings about Nora that Nora is not aware of. And this comes into the main conflict in the story, which is that Helen believes that Nora was the woman who broke up her marriage, who cheated on her with Helen's
Right.
wife. So to Helen, Nora is an enemy because she really feels like she is responsible for the demise of her marriage. That turns out to not be true. It's not really much of a spoiler, but that's why Nora is just she's confused as to why Helen has such a curmudgeonly attitude towards her,
Right.
and that's why it's one-sided.
I
Helen
like it.
is believes she's an enemy, but Nora is
Right.
completely confused by it.
Nice. Well, it goes very fast, these 5 minutes. So where can readers find more about you and about your books?
Well, if you go to Nan Campbell Writes on a Google search, you can find my website, nancampbellwrites.com. You can find me on Instagram, Nan Campbell Writes, and I'm also on Facebook, um, and various other social media platforms. And my book is available pretty much everywhere you can buy your books. So you can find me anywhere.
Anywhere. Well, thank you. This was great. Good luck.
Thank you.
All
Thank you,
right. Bye-bye.
Felice. This was really
My
fun.
pleasure. My pleasure.